Hi traders and welcome to today's video. My name is Marco Meyer from algostrats.com and Trading Educators, and today I would like to present to you ambush signals. Now many of you probably already heard about ambush. Maybe on our blog, maybe on our newsletter or somewhere else on the internet. But still I would like to give you a quick overview here what the ambush system is all about. Now first of all, it's not a new trading system. Actually, I came up with the idea back in 2007, which to my astonishment is now almost 10 years ago. And in its first version it was launched actually as ForexDELS back in 2008, just focused on the Forex markets. Now about a year later I realized that the same idea also works in the stock indices like the E-minis. So I decided to do the same thing here and Minimax was born. Shortly after this I merged Minimax and ForexDELS and created Ambush. Thanks to some small modification, it was now possible to also trade the commodities futures and the interest markets. Now from then on, Ambush was continually improved to further increase the robustness of the method, but the basic idea never changed, and Ambush really has proven itself over the time now. So what's the actual edge of Ambush? What does it exploit in the markets? What is the basic effect that makes this work? And to summarize it, there's one thing Ambush really looks to exploit. And that are potential reversal days after short-term rallies in the markets. It always enters and exits trades on the same day, so it is a day trading method, and it looks for that short-term mean reverting effect that is there in many markets. Now this doesn't work in all markets, but in many markets what I noticed is that there is a very strong short-term mean reverting behavior that allows Ambush to exploit exactly that effect. And that's what it's built for, and that's what it does very reliably. Ambush uses the same rules for long and short trades. So it's not biased in one way, for example, only taking long trades in the stock indices. Another thing to notice is that entries always happen with limit orders, which makes slippage much less of an issue than, for example, entering trades with stop market orders, where in some markets like natural gas, for example, you might get quite some slippage depending on when the trade is triggered. Now looking at this daily price chart of natural gas on the right, you can get an idea about what the trades look like. So as you can see, each trade is entered and exited on the same trading day. Here, for example, it's a long trade, long entry, long exit. Same thing here, long entry, long exit, short entry, short exit. And what you can notice is that both happen at the same trading day. So it is based on daily charts, but it doesn't hold trades overnight. So let's talk about ambush signals. Why ambush signals? So first of all, if you did not buy the ambush system yet and maybe you don't want to, this is just perfect for you to get started without having to buy the system. This way, of course, ambush signals is going to be kind of like a black box for you because you won't see the exact trading rules behind it, but maybe you already know enough now and don't care for the exact rules. Now, on the other hand, if you already did buy the ambush system ebook or you think about doing so, what you're going to get this way are the precise trading rules of the system. So the ambush system has clearly defined rules, and these are actually very simple, but now in real-world trading, trying to trade the futures markets, you might just run into certain issues, whatever method or system you're trading and trying to follow. First of all, what data to use? Will your data provider have the same data as what I'm using, for example? What closing price does it use? Last trade or settlement close? So exit on the close is going to be when exactly for you? Then which contract month to trade and when to roll to the next one. Now if you use continuous contracts to generate the signals, what rules are you going to use to define these exactly to when to roll to the next month? Then there's stuff like how does your trading platform round numbers for entry orders, for example, or for indicators. Always rounding up, always down, depends on your order type. There's all kinds of surprises in there, believe me. Then are the indicators on your platform exactly the same? How do they deal with exponentials in there? And will you get the data updates for the markets you want to trade on time, or does your data provider maybe provide them 5-6 hours after the close, which might be too late? Now, first of all, thanks to ambush being a robust method, none of the above will be a deal breaker. So one example might be, it doesn't matter trading the dollar index if you use the last trade close or the settlement close. As long as you always exit at the same time, you're going to get pretty much the same results over the long term. But if you're like most traders that I know, or just like me, you just want to come as close as possible to the ambush system results. Plus, it can simply be a pain to set up the right charting software, get the right data, add in the indicators, and then look at this every day to figure out the signals. Maybe what you like to have is just having the signals in front of you every single day. And this is exactly where Ambush Signals comes in. It solves all of the issues above, plus more. So you can get your lot size calculated automatically depending on the current market volatility, trading times for each market converted to your time zone, so for example when to exit a trade. And there's a detailed help section that's going to solve any open questions. There's an internal blog about new features, what's going on in the markets, and so forth. And of course, extended email support, so you can email me directly whenever you have any questions about it. Now, Ambush Signals is going to launch with support for all of the futures markets, including the currency futures, commodity futures, stock index futures, and the interest rate futures. To get a full list of the supported markets, just go to algostrats.com and then click on Ambush Signals. Also, more markets like the spot forex markets are likely to be added soon, depending on your feedback and needs. So let's have a look at the daily schedule of Ambush Signals. How does it work? What times of the day? Now, as Ambush is based on daily signals, there will be an update once a day. And this is going to happen between 7 and 8 p.m. New York time, depending on when the exchanges delivered the data. And once the final daily data is available for all of the markets, these are downloaded and validated. Then Ambush system is run on each of the contracts, looking for closed trades from the previous trading day to put into the results and for new entries for the next trading day. And then of course, these new entry signals are going to be uploaded to the dashboard, the performance is updated, and immediately you're going to get an email telling you that this just happened. So you don't have to refresh all the time and check. You're going to get an email, update available, and then you can just log in and you're going to see the entry signals. Now that's when you can log in and you're going to see the entries for the next trading day, as well as any closed trades from the previous one. Now, as I mentioned before, Ambush uses limit orders for the entry, meaning you can just place your entry order, attach a conditional stop loss order to it to protect your position, and then if your broker allows, you could even place a good after time order to then exit the trade at a specific time. And you're done. This way the whole trade is going to be completely automated and you can just walk away. So that's really it. There's nothing to do in between. You don't need to move your stop during the day or perform other micromanaging nonsense that, by the way, usually just hurts performance. And you get all of that while still profiting from intraday volatility. Now, this way the actual trading really just takes a couple of minutes each day and probably less than an hour per week. It's just a big time saver to not have to generate the signals on your own, do any calculations and so forth. So next I'd like to have a look with you to see what Ambush Signals actually looks like. Now, if you're already an Algostrats FX subscriber or had a look at it in the past, you will notice immediately that it looks pretty much the same. And the reason for this is that I simply took the same framework and just put it over for Ambush Signals. So this is what you will see once you're logged in, and your login is going to work the same for Algostrats FX and for Ambush Signals if you already have an account there. Now what you usually will do is go right to the dashboard to see, okay, what kind of closed trades did we have on the last trading day, so you can check and compare with your own results if you actually took the trade. And for today, for example, you're going to see, okay, closed trades. We had one trade here, natural gas, January 2017 contract, was a short trade, that entry price, here's the exit price, results in points and in US dollars per contract. Then of course you're going to switch over to the new entry orders, where you're going to see what kind of entries you could take on the next trading day for each of the markets you want to see. And you can actually select these markets. So you can go to the settings and select ambush markets, and here you can simply choose what markets you want to see or don't want to see. So the dashboard is automatically going to be filtered and only show you the markets you're interested in. So one of Ambush Signals' key features is that it automatically can calculate the position size for you based on the daily price volatility of each market. And these can differ a lot. So if you say, for example, okay, I want to have a risk of $5,000 per trade based on the daily volatility, I'm going to see the lot sizes for each market. And as you can see for the Canadian dollar here, for example, it's 3 times as much as for the E-mini S&P, which makes total sense as the E-mini S&P right now moves about 3 times as much as the Canadian dollar on a daily basis in US dollars. And in my experience, it really makes sense to focus your risk on that. So instead of trading the same number of contracts in each market, you really want to check for two things. First of all, how big is the market you're going to trade? And then what is the current volatility in the market, so you can get an idea what kind of risk you're going to get on average. And of course, you're going to see here exactly what contract to trade. Is it the long or short entry? And then you see the order type, which, as I said before, is always going to be a limit order, the price to enter, the stop loss distance, and the calculated stop loss from that entry price. On the right here, you're going to see the trade exit time, and this is going to be converted in your time zone if you like. So for me, for example, I now know dollar index trade exit time today is going to be 9 p.m. and for the E-mini S&P it's going to be 11 p.m. And this is another thing you can set as you like. So you can go to settings, go to Ambush settings, and here you can set use local time, yes or no. And this is also where you can subscribe to the email alerts. So whenever this dashboard gets updated, you're going to get an email right away and know when to log in. Now another feature are the daily updated performance reports. So you can always see how is each market performing at the moment based on the simulations, and then you can select which markets you would like to add to your portfolio. And there's always going to be two views on this. So here for the Australian dollar, for example, on the left you have the long-term view looking at all the data from 2009 till today. And on the right side, you're going to see that last year here zoomed in, so you can get a better idea of what happened recently in the market. And in case of the Australian dollar, you could see here, okay, this has been definitely one of the best performing markets during the last year. Alright, so let's sum this up. What you're gonna get as a subscriber of Ambush Signals is, first of all, of course, the daily ambush trading dashboard updates we just looked at, which gonna free you from having to calculate entries on your own, setting up charting software and so forth. You're of course gonna have access to the risk calculation tools we just looked at, and you're gonna get any support you need. So if you have questions, you can email me directly. There's no second level support team sitting in between that's gonna answer you. It's gonna be me. And of course access to the internal blog and to the extensive help system, including the FAQ with the most asked questions. Now, if you want to learn more about Ambush Signals, about the pricing and so forth, simply go to algostrats.com, where you can find all the information you need about Ambush Signals and Ambush itself, and of course about other products like Algostrats FX. As usual, if you have any questions about this or anything else, just send me an email to marco@algostrats.com. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook, where you can reach out to me and follow me. And if you didn't do so, you can sign up to the Algostrats newsletter on algostrats.com to stay up to date on new products, services, and other news regarding me and Algostrats. Thanks for watching, take care, and bye-bye.